Ooh, did I get it? I got it. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, I got the camera moving right about now, though. I just left you guys off talking about merchandise and podcasts. So everybody got a brand or something. So the cool thing about it was since I had been here in Belgium. When I was in Belgium, I was just thinking all the stuff that was going through my head. I was watching some of my favorite podcasts. My man keeping his ear to the streets, Kev Mac videos. Of course, math. My expert opinion about math. There's a cool thing about it. A couple years ago, everybody was low key with their shit. They had the little makeshift setups, and you could just basically see the evolution of these shows, which is really cool. I've always been at, Noriega with his Drink Champs. I've been checking him out for years. I think the very first podcast I was really digging though was Comeback Jack. That was my show. I used to sit back and as an old head when it comes to this music, because obviously a lot of them have this, they talk about obviously you tune in the subject matter that you like. In my case, it's my era or an era of rap music. They call it the golden era, and I'm still fiddling with this camera trying to get it to sit up. Okay, I think I got it. The golden era, right? So I used to watch the Combat Jack show all the time. That was one of the first ones I was really peeping out. And then of course, my man Taxstone, he was out there spazzing on everybody, talking shit. Vlad TV, uh, and I think one of the very first person I really started just really checking out was actually Dame Dash. When Dave Dash would load up his shit up online, him and Kenyatta. I used to watch them dudes all the time, spitting their little game. And like somebody recently said, I think it was Rory and Mal. I watched them cats too. Of course, Crazy Joe Button ass. They had he had made a good point. Like nobody knew about this, and all of them. Nobody really knew about this podcast in space. How lucrative it was going to be over a period of time. I guess they were making a comment about Taxstone, his popularity. Uh, you know, he was on it. He was on it. So with that being said, it just kind of evolved, and you've seen all the mishaps folks been making over the years. But in this day and age, it's all about really content because no one's really watching television. You ain't got nobody pulling up at the crib watching the family coming in for dinner, sitting down watching ABC movie of the week. That shit ain't happening no more. We got these little handhelds in our hand, and we just trying to catch it on the fly. So everything is a podcast, a subscription, a fee based sort of video content related subject matter. And it basically has changed the game. And everybody's kind of like dial in on something specific that they really get down and like. Obviously, I'm a track head. I pull up track meets and stuff like that. We got the football heads. You got the American football heads. There's a big distinction between football and American football. You know, and those who know. And of course, we got the hoops, and so just the whole makeup of it. And one of the things that kind of kept me from really kind of dialing in on it or just kind of jumping in on it is I get distracted a lot. I like to read, but I do like to just kind of speak my mind. So now we got this PC age, this age in which everybody's trying to feel overly protected of issues in which people are talking about, and it is what it is. But like I said, I'm not here to diss nobody, but I'm gonna speak my mind. But with that being said, I'm always trying. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get in front of a camera, what the hell am I gonna say? I want to be as deliberate as I want to be, but I don't want to be what's the word? Uh, like everything is like robotic. I want to be as casual as I want to be. I want to do K Young. I don't want to sit back and be all stiff suited and shit. So this was the best way in which I can do as far as my profile is concerned. Uh, because a lot of people really don't know me. They don't know me. They may think they know me. They don't know me. Of course, people probably still think I'm in the States. I'm not in the States. I've been out of the U.S. for a minute. Uh, and you may ask yourself, do you miss it? And I look at the news every day and say, hell no, I don't miss shit. I don't miss it at all. I miss people, obviously places, but the overall vibe of it, I'm not even feeling that shit at all. So obviously that's why I'm always locked in on the internet, and just kind of, I guess it's the way of the world we live in now. And listen to all the bullshit news that we take in every day, watching the controversies and being sometimes either behind the game or ahead of the game when it comes to news in these parts. And you like he said, and now it's so crazy you don't even know what the day gonna bring you. So if you got something to say it, get it off your chest. Uh, just enjoy it. The cool thing is just you have a voice. If you ever didn't think you didn't have a voice, you got one now, or you can create a voice. I got a lot of stuff up in my head. I just want to talk about and share and be creative about it. And hopefully, there's a platform of individuals who want to know. I've been on many podcasts. Folks will get me on their podcast from here, and I just run my damn mouth for 2-3 hours, really, just talking because I don't get a chance to really talk to a lot of Americans while I'm here. And when I have gotten the opportunity to get on these other folks' podcasts, so man, Paul Houghton has a podcast out of the UK. I think I maybe got on the podcast with what's Natasha's last name? Damn, just got her in my head. I can't even think of the girl's last name. She knows she is. Got on her podcast one day, talked too damn much. A young lady out of France got on her podcast, talked too damn much, just running my mouth because everybody want to know, especially after Warhorn broke the record. Everybody want to know my opinion, and I'm like, cool. It's like, so what you think about him breaking the record, Kev? Shit, that's his record. It ain't my record no more. I did my thing for 27, 29 years. I held that bad boy that long, and pretty much set the gold standard for that. So he took it to a whole nother level, which is beautiful. I'm still waiting for my boy Rod to to do his part in the hurdles. I know he's very talented. I think he can run faster than the current world record, just no matter how his approach is in the training and his mental attitude. I see all the aspects of his race that could be improved upon, but I'm not one to be trying to get to his coach's ear and say do this, that, and the other. But I just wanted to be so, I guess, esoteric. But I'll reach out to him on a little way though. But there's so many issues and shit to be talking about in sports. I definitely like the way in which it's going. I sit back and I think I'm going, damn, I did my thing 30 plus years ago. And people were talking about that shit like I did it yesterday. I'm like, yo, that's 3 decades ago that I ran it. So the whole time frame of being an athlete, a young athlete coming out of college, training, dealing with the opportunities that come with being a good athlete or great athlete, and all the decisions which you have to make over a period of time, and how you got to have a supported, trusting system around you on a day-to-day basis. Things have changed, man. It's like you guys are light years ahead of us when we were doing it, and plus, we were getting away with a lot of shit socially without all these goddamn cameras in our faces. So, I cherish, and to be honest with you, I cherish that, boy, because I was in the cut. I'm an LA kid, Compton kid. I moved and flowed a certain way growing up in LA. Moved through them streets with the antenna on. Grew up listening to MC8. All the West Coast hip hop, Quick, AMG, shit. Snarky Puppy. I mean, not Snarky Puppy, Snake Puppy. I'm thinking jazz. Snake Puppy, them dudes. Oh man. And the cool thing about I would just say the West Coast hip hop scene, because I'm that's in my head right now. I'm about to have a little conversation about that. Is that when you're a youngster walking through the streets, these cats you see them. They were if you was moving around, or they came out of your neighborhood, and you had some kind of association with them. LA Dream Team, them dudes, they would be in Watts all the time. They didn't know what this hip hop was gonna do, but they was out there having a good time. Yeah, Snake Puppy. He was around from the hood. He off Compton Avenue. I used to see him walk through the hood, and which was always cool. My homeboy Ralph Pickett, rest in peace, Ralph Pickett. He was Casanova DJ out of Ohio. I think he was from Cincinnati. Moved to LA. Moved to Watts. We played basketball at Jordan. Shout out to, like I said, to Ralph and his family, brother Gerald and Malcolm. And I remember when, the hip hop scene it was just developing. Uh, I was going back and forth between UCLA and Watts, listening to Easy. When Easy came out, and Cube and Dre down. But even prior to that, all the music that was on K Day, Greg Mack and all the DJs there. And over the years, you meet these dudes, you meet them, different locations, little underground spots in LA, uh, and you're always mindful where you're moving, how you doing it. So in my head, I look at the history that I've actually laid down, just kind of moving around and having opportunity seeing these great acts and their evolution and what it's meant for literally the culture of the music scene and music era nowadays. So we got these youngsters doing music their way,